I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Hope you're doing well in quarantine. This is Quarantine with the Stars, where I'm catching up with your favorite celebs to see how they're staying safe and sane in quarantine. I'm your host, Brian Saunders, and today I am joined by such a talented actress, and if loving her is wrong, I don't want to be right. Please welcome Edwina Findley Dickerson. Edwina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Brian.
So exciting. I actually had April Parker Jones with me on the same interview last week, and it was such a fun time with her. So excited to talk to you today.
I love April. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Amazing. So let's jump right in. I want to learn more about you. I want to learn your story and how you kind of got into acting. So tell me all about that.
Sure. Well, I started honestly in the church when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I was doing church plays and singing in the choir and then in the step team and just all of that. And then finally, when I was old enough, I was able to start going to performing arts camps and things as a kid, and then went to Duke Ellington School of the Arts in Washington, D.C., majored in acting and also music. And then I went to NYU and studied theater at Tisch School of the Arts, came out, and my first TV show was The Wire on HBO. And I was kind of during the day, like robbing drug dealers with Omar. And then at night, I would run to the Shakespeare Theater in DC and sing in Welsh and play Lady Mortimer and Henry V. So that was that's been my life as an actress, just going back and forth between time periods and genres and languages and, cultures. And that's one of the things I just really love about being an actress.
Definitely. What was that moment that you really fell in love with it? What solidified it for you that you wanted to be an actress and you wanted to do it?
You know what? When I was graduating from high school, I really prayed because I knew that it was going to be such a risk, right? To go to New York City and try to make it as an actress. And of course, there were other people saying you should find something safe, like being a lawyer or a doctor, something that
Hmm.
makes sense, right? And but honestly, I prayed and I just asked God to please lead me. And then I was in a church service. I was probably 17 years old, and I actually heard God speak to me. And he was saying that I was called to be an actress and that he was going to open up doors for me. And that's exactly what he's done.
Amazing. What advice would you give to someone who's going through that similar thing of people telling them that acting is too much of a risky career or to focus on something safe?
Yeah. I mean, here's what I think. I don't think that anybody should only be able to do one thing, right?
Hmm.
Because yes, I'm an actress and that's my main occupation, but I also have a nonprofit. I also do motivational speaking. I also
Yes,
write, so most of us are multi-talented. So I guess
absolutely.
one thing I would say is to build up your craft in the area that you really want to flourish in, but also know that you do have other skills, talents that can be transformed into income as well.
Definitely. Well, let's talk about that because I know that you run Abundant Life You with your husband. It's all about motivational speaking and kind of that same vein of focusing on different things that can help you be successful. So tell me about that.
Sure. So it's an organization that I started actually when I was living in New York City, and we would travel all over New York doing these empowerment workshops, and then eventually it was all over the country, and then it was different parts of the world. And now we are actually launching on May 8th. We're launching a 21 Days of Happy campaign. So there's so many different celebrities involved, from Alfre Woodard to Kenny Lattimore to Essence Atkins to Sherry Shepard. There's pastors, there's motivational speakers, there's fitness gurus, and we're all coming together to inspire people for 21 days straight, starting May 8th. So anyone that wants to be involved with that is completely free. They can just come to our website, abundantlife, the letter u.org/happy.
Amazing. That sounds so great. And honestly, I want to commend you on that because that's something we totally need in these crazy times. It's such a
Yeah.
whirlwind for all of us. We're all stuck inside and it's something that we definitely need to kind of keep positive and keep ourselves going. So
Thank you. Well, hopefully we'll see you there.
yeah, I will be there. Remind me, May 8th, I'll be right there. So that's next Friday, right?
Yep.
Perfect. We will see you then. So speaking of kind of staying indoors and losing our mind, tell me how you're keeping busy. What are you doing to not go crazy in these crazy times?
Well, first of all, the first week, I definitely was going crazy. By the end of that week, I had a mini breakdown. I was crying and just, it was just
Same
like
here.
everything was bad news, you know? But then after that, I literally like prayed and just recentered myself and realized if I'm going to worry, just don't pray. But if I am going to pray, then don't worry to receive that peace. And that's what I did. And so I started limiting the news. So I peeked, just
Yes.
check in, check out. Okay, what's happening now? Is there anything I need to know? Okay, fine. And that's it. I'm not listening to it and letting it in my spirit all day long like I was before. Also, I have two beautiful little girls. One is 3, the other one is almost 1. She's going to turn 1 in the middle of this quarantine. And I'm going to
Oh,
plan a first birthday social
a
distance
Zoom.
party. I've never had to do that before. That's keeping my hands full. And then, of course, our nonprofit, and I'm producing projects. So I just feel like this time is a great time to reset and rejuvenate and, and decide who we want to be when this is all over.
Absolutely. I think so too. It's such a time to reset. And I feel like there's days where I'm like wanting to have like a lazy day and just recharge, but I'm like, God, I feel like there's so much to do as well. I'm like,
Right. I think you have to do both. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
you have to be intentional about how you're using your time, but then also giving yourself grace to say, I actually don't want to do anything. and I'm
Yes.
and I'm going to enjoy myself right here right now. And I feel like both of those are valid, and
Absolutely.
needed.
For sure. It's crazy times. And yes, to everyone out there, give yourself a break sometimes. Just have a rest day. And then when you feel ready, pick back up and get back into the work because this is the time to do both. So I
Right.
absolutely love that. Speaking of loving things, let's jump into your work because I want to talk about If Loving You Is Wrong. You were starred on that for 5 amazing seasons. What was your absolute favorite part working on that show?
Oh my goodness. Well, I loved getting to know Tyler Perry. I've loved getting to know Oprah. I mean, both of them, are mega successful and mega entrepreneurial and mega creative, but they're also two of the most humble, open-hearted, generous, kind, present people that I know. And I've learned so much from them. So I would say, the biggest, I would say the biggest things that were just the greatest joys were really getting to know them and to be inspired by them on another level.
Definitely. Well, April shared a fun story that with Tyler about him teaching her how to snatch someone's weave. So,
How did I not
so
know about this
yeah,
story?
so it was
What
hilarious. So I want to know if you have any fun stories from Tyler or even Oprah just to share because that was I literally couldn't stop laughing when she told me that.
is hilarious.
She was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Tyler was telling me I can't do it. Like I was like, Tyler, I'm like a lover. I'm not a fighter. And he's like, well, girl,
Oh,
you
on
gotta be a
Snap
fighter
was
and
trying to get
snatch.
her to
Yeah,
fight.
yeah. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? I this story is probably not funny, but it is really sweet. But when I first had my baby, so as an actress, and a lot of actresses go through this, it's like, oh my gosh, is now a good time to have a baby? I don't know, because I'm working and da 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 and all these other things. And actually on set, he and April and another cast member, Charles Malik Whitfield, all in the same week told me, you're about to have a baby. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm not. What I didn't realize was that I was pregnant then and just did not even know it. And so I
Oh
ended
my
up having
goodness.
the baby when she was 2 months old. We ended up going back to work. I didn't even know we were going back that fast. So she was like 8 weeks old. We get there. And I guess Tyler knew that she was coming. Anyway, my mother-in-law was in the dressing room with me, holding the baby and helping to care for her while I was getting dressed. And Tyler shows up in my room, right? Like in the door. He didn't tell anybody he was coming because his office is a completely different building, like a whole other wing. So he showed up, and my mother-in-law almost dropped the baby. Like
Oh my
that
god.
is how starstruck she was when Tyler Perry walked, because she's such a huge fan, she's a little Southern lady from
Yes.
Virginia. And when she looked up and saw Tyler Perry standing at that doorstep, he was coming to see the baby. Oh my gosh, she lost it. I literally had to run and grab that baby because she was all about Tyler Perry.
That's amazing. I love that. I
Oh,
honestly would feel the same way, meeting Tyler Perry or anything like that. I would feel Star Trek as well. So I feel her on that. So funny. But don't drop the baby. Make
I
sure you
know,
hold on to the
right?
baby.
Lord, not now. Jesus just had a Jesus.
Amazing. Well, we talked about Loving You Is Wrong, and it seems like you had such an amazing time. So, what can we expect next from you? What projects are you working on now, or what are we going to see from you
Yeah.
next?
So actually, I've just started a new series that, of course, we'll get back to after this quarantine. It's on Amazon. It's called The Power, and it's based on a
Yes,
true story. And it's a big global show. So we're filming in South Africa, we're filming in London, we're filming in Canada. And so we were actually just beginning when all of this happened, and of course, everyone had to get back to their own respective countries. But
yes.
definitely looking forward to this time, you know, being over and us all being safe so we can get back to production.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure you're kind of keeping it under wraps, but is there anything you can tell us about your character or the show or any
I
tea?
wish I could tell you about the character. I can't yet, but some of the other amazing people that have been announced, Leslie Mann, um, John Leguizamo. I mean, it's a great cast, and yeah, I'm excited to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Well, I can't wait to check it out when it comes out. I'm sure you guys are gonna be working hard on it once we get back from quarantine, like you said. So, before we go, anything else you want to shout out or promote? And where can everyone find you on social media?
Yeah, sure. So I'm at Edwina Findley on Instagram and Twitter, and I'm Edwina Findley Dickerson on Facebook. And I can't wait for you all to join our 21 Days of Happy. And we're also on at Abundant Life U on all the different platforms, and that's with the letter U.
Amazing. Well, yes, like Amina said, check it out next week, May 8th. 21 Days of Happiness. We all need that in these crazy times. I know for sure I will be there. And I'll be there with my social handles. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at the Brian Santos. Again, this has been Quarantine with the Stars with Edwina Finley Dickerson. Thank you so much, Wina, for being here. It was an absolute
Ah,
pleasure. Sending you all
my
my love. Please
pleasure.
stay safe and take care. And you as well, all of you out there. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.